And I just want to say this. I mean, this happened a little while ago, but since we last spoke, young Noble from the Outlaws ended up actually killing himself, shot himself in the head. Um, 47 years old, I believe.
Why? Like, why? I never understood, like, why do people kill themselves? Like, what is going on in your mind that you just feel like, you know what? I would just be better off without life.
Well, I mean, I know a few things that really is not out in the public, so I can't really say everything that I know. But I will say this, money definitely played a role in this situation. And
Money
money definitely played a role in the situation.
in
So,
killing yourself?
yeah, yeah. Because you have, and this happens all the time, and you've seen this. You have these artists who have a run, but that run was a long time ago. And year after year, if they're still depending on what they used to do, it's decreasing year after year. So, for example, now you could stop me from saying this, right? I'll cut this out if you don't want me to say this because it was part of a personal conversation. But for example, Sadat X, he has a job. When he's not touring with you guys, he has an actual 9 to 5 that supports him. And that's totally okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But most rappers don't want to do that because they're scared someone might recognize them and say, oh, aren't you so-and-so? What are you doing here? What are you doing at this grocery store? What are you doing at this office? What are you doing here? I thought you're a rapper. You're supposed to be rich. Not saying that that's what Sadat X does. What he does is his own business, right? But, almost like, remember that movie, The Wrestler? Did you ever see it? With Mickey Rourke?
I think so.
He was working like in a grocery store, and the guy was like, "Yeah, I know who you are."
Right.
And he ended up just going crazy and just like cutting his hand off, like smashing everything. Like, I think that's what happens. You have your career, you have your run, you have your catalog, but year after year it just diminishes, and you're trying to hold on to it. You don't want to accept that you're now in a different chapter of your life.
But how do you go from that to killing yourself over that? Like. I'd rather suffer an embarrassment than to lose my life.
Yeah.
Like, life is precious, y'all. Like, life is not something that, just because you had a few bad runs or, some shit happened where, I don't know, man. I just never had that. I love myself too much, man.
Yeah.
I love myself too much.
Well, and I think people also, with like a young Noble, I think that.
And I would never commit suicide for the record.
Me neither.
Okay?
I love myself too much. But I think that so much of who he was the identity of this young Noble character, which is tied to Tupac. And the reality is that, for example, like, he still wanted to do music with the other Outlaws, but they didn't want to do music as the Outlaws anymore. So that was like a frustration that was happening with him, from what I understand. It's just like, look, you were very lucky, and you also positioned yourself to be part of this group with what ended up being what most people would say was the greatest rapper of all time, right? An absolute icon to this day. But he was the star. Let's just all keep it 100. You guys got his glow. I don't think anybody in the Outlaws ever said, well, I'm better than Tupac. No one would ever say that.
I don't think they wanted to. They was all ready to play their position as soldiers behind the general.
Exactly. But the general's gone, and now you got these soldiers, but they're not starting their own armies and so forth. I think like Death Row was trying to like rock with them a little bit, but that never really happened. I think like Jay Prince like was trying to do something with them. That never really happened. At one point you got to say, listen, like Pac was the real talent. I was one of the soldiers. I'm going to get shows every so often, but I got to transition to a new career.
He just did some shit with my man Stick from Dead Prez. They had an album or something.
This is true. You're right. But how did that album do?
don't know. You know,
I mean, it wasn't on the Billboard
Yeah,
charts. I mean, it did, for the fans of Dead Prez and the fans of the
Right.
Outlaws, they probably rocked it. It probably got. Oh, let's look it up. That's actually a good question. Let's actually put some numbers behind it.
I'm sure it was just some independent release, but I don't know.
Hold on, let me stick. Yeah, no.
Because I think they had one
Is it called
previously.
Year of the Tiger?
I'm not sure.
No, Manhood. Sorry, Manhood. That's the name of the album.
That sounds.
It came out in 2017.
I think they have another one though
Another
that
one?
just came out. Like
Let's Google it. Hold on.
they got another one that maybe came out right before
Soldier
he
to
passed.
Soldier? No, that's not it. Wait. Soldier to Soldier came out in 2006.
Hmm.
So that's the most recent album, and
Was
the
it
biggest
2017?
song has 71,000 views. It features Cujo from Goody Mob.
Hmm.
You add these views together, it's not enough to pay for the production of the album, essentially. So they're just doing it because they like
For
to
the
do
love,
it.
yeah.
For the love. Nothing wrong with that. But you're not making money off your streams anymore. You're making money off the catalog and so forth. And, from what I understand, the Outlaws ended up signing off their publishing back to the Tupac estate when he died, because I think Afeni asked him to do it. Like, there's some stuff behind that whole situation that didn't allow them to fully eat off of what they created. You see what I'm saying? So there's that. But, I mean, the reality is it's almost like it happens to athletes. It's like you have this run and you build up to it and you get to the heights, whether it's the NFL, NBA, whatever, but then at one point you have to retire, or, no other team wants you, and you're still relatively young, because 47 to me is still relatively young.
Yeah.
You got 30, 40 years, pretty much half your life left if you take care of yourself. Like, you got to figure it out. I knew as a DJ, as much as I liked being DJ Vlad, as much as I liked going to Australia and messing with all the groupies and having my name on a billboard in Bahrain and, winning awards and so forth, I'm like, I'm getting older and I can't keep touring for a little bit of money, because I was never a huge DJ. I was never Diplo or, guys like this. I was maybe making a couple thousand for a show when I was overseas.
Right.
I'm like, I'm not making enough money. I'm struggling. I'm now in my 30s. I got to figure something out, because I got my 40s and my 50s. This is why I just left it all alone and focused on video. I still keep the name DJ Vlad, but I haven't DJed in like 15 years.
Right.
And that's cool.
And
I'm
you
not.
didn't kill yourself though when you fucking realized that, you know what I mean? That shit wasn't going to sustain you. You found another way to shift gears and reinvent yourself, and this is what
Yeah. As you did as well. As you became a media personality. And I would like to say I played a role in that. No one can deny that.
Hey.
No one can deny that. And I'm happy that
Some people just have a natural thing. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. But you had to go through the effort. It could have been like, I ain't doing Vlad
well,
no more.
I transitioned into an actor before I became.
There you go. Okay, there you go. Exactly. Before Vlad TV, you were an actor.
I transitioned to a producer. I've
There
had
you go.
multiple transitions.
You have to.
You have to.
You have to. You have to. You can't be that hot rapper forever. Yes, you could be Jay-Z, but there's only one Jay-Z. I mean, if you look at rappers in their 50s that can move the needle when they drop, you could probably count them on one hand. It's Jay-Z, Nas. There's 2 Chainz in his 50s?
I don't know. Maybe.
Let me see.
Dr.
Man,
Dre
even
ain't
Dr.
dropping.
Dre, no, he dropped that album with Snoop and no one cared.
Oh, right.
No one cared. No one cared, honestly. That album, and I was looking forward to it. I listened to it. Eminem still moves the needle. His albums still do numbers. Snoop no longer moves the needle. Busta Rhymes, I don't think moves the needle because he just dropped an album not too long ago. This is no shot at Busta Rhymes. I'm just saying, like, I'm just based on the numbers.
Right.
Um, yeah, like, I mean, Method Man, you know, like, they're great when they go on tour with Wu-Tang, but I think a Method Man solo album I don't think would move the needle. Common, like Black Thought, once again, all great artists, but they don't really move the needle once they reach a certain age. This is why when you look at all these guys, I mean, Eminem is still rapping, right? That's pretty much all he does. Jay-Z has created all types of different businesses. Snoop has been
He's just
involved in everything, a brand ambassador for everybody.
Yeah.
Busta Rhymes has gone very heavy on touring. Has always been one of the greatest hip hop performers ever, and he'll always be able, you know, while he's still able to move around, I think he'll still be able to perform and make a good amount of money like that. Nas went into technology, did great with it. Dre, Beats by Dre, sold it for $1 billion. Method Man went into acting. Common went into acting. Black Thought, I mean, got a gig with the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
The Tonight Show, Jimmy Kimmel, which one is it?
It's Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon, my bad.
Right.
Yeah, but he found a regular gig, you know, that paid a good amount of money, and that's what he focused on. Yes, occasionally he'll do a dope freestyle and he'll do a little collab out
And
here
they've
and
been
there.
doing
But
that for years.
yeah. Yeah, you got to transition, man. We getting older, and we got a long way to go. And don't get to the point where you want to kill yourself because no one's booking you for shows anymore. And the crazy part is that he actually reached out to me to do an interview, but the amount of money he wanted, I just couldn't do. I said, well, I could offer you this. He goes, well, that's not enough. It's crazy to find out that money played a role. When I was offering him a reasonable amount of money, it just wasn't what he wanted. And it wasn't like, oh, fuck you. No, it was a respectful, okay, well, I'm going to need this. I said, I can't offer that right now, but I could do this. He goes, no, I'm going to pass. I'm like, okay, that's cool. You know, we still cool. Like, you know, I don't feel any type of way. I wish you luck. And then I find out he took his own life. It's just sad,
now, how many
man.
of the Outlaws have passed away?
I mean, the only Outlaws that are left is my friend Edie, who was at my birthday, you know, celebration recently. I think there is Castro, who stopped rapping and really stopped being in the media, you know.
Because it's almost like these dudes, you know, was they trying to go join the brother? You know what I mean? It almost feels like, you know,
Yeah,
like they was his disciples type of shit. And
yeah,
now
no,
they
people
couldn't
checked out
figure it out.
really early, man.
They couldn't figure it out without him. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, look, I mean, then you got people like Mopreem Shakur, who's Tupac's stepbrother, who sued me over using a Tupac picture that he talked about in the interview.
I had Mopreem on my show one time.
That shit was pathetic, man. Like, he was on my show, and he talked about the picture of Tupac getting beat up that he took. So he showed the picture. Years later, like I think like earlier this year or late last year, he sued me.
Hang on. Not to cut you off on that, but I'm just thinking for a second. Like, when the Outlaws got with Pac, like Pac was one of the biggest artists out, right?
Yes.
You gotta imagine in these guys' minds, they're thinking, yo, we are getting ready to blow the fuck up.
Yeah.
We getting ready to be out of here.
Well, and then he had an album that I think went double platinum with Tupac, the Tupac Outlaw album. So, you know, they're experiencing it.
Right. So to have that, and then to have that just like ripped away from you, or to have shit not turn out the way you thought. Because I always think about, there's a lot of, and especially females in hip hop, like there's a lot of people in hip hop like that probably thought, yo, this could be my big break. like, and they're on big classic songs, but like, even know who the fuck they are.
Yeah.
Like, who's the girl that sing "Put in My Mouth" with Akinelli?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. We interviewed her. She ended up killing somebody.
Huh?
She ended up killing her husband. We
Whoa!
Her. Yeah.
Do you see?
In self-defense.
Right.
Yeah, he was like beating on her. Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of people through the years that's been on records and thinking, nah, this is getting ready to be it. I just did a song with, the biggest motherfucker, like.
Well, let's put it like this, and this will hit, this is not close to home, but in your actual home. If you really think about it, the Tupac of Brand Nubian ended up leaving the group after the first album. And you guys ended up actually getting bigger on the second album.
And that's what doesn't happen a lot of times. A lot of times when the
Grand Puba
so-called
left.
Tupac leaves, the Outlaws or whoever are not able to function afterwards. And I'm not really sure who else has done that besides us, to be honest, where the main one that people was looking at left, but then the group still continued.
Well,
Maybe like the Temptations or something. You know what I mean?
well, I mean, there's Junior Mafia. Lil' Kim went on to have a strong career. Not the whole Junior Mafia, but Lil' Kim. Lil' Kim went on to have a good career. You can't deny it. You can't deny it. She didn't have a Biggie caliber career, but then again, who had a Biggie caliber career? Yeah.
But Junior Mafia didn't like.
No, Lil C's had one album and then said, okay, I'm good. Everyone else went and did other stuff, did real estate and whatever else.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, even I noticed, like, shout out to my brother's leaders and shit, but when Busta left, like,
yeah, that was a wrap.
Yeah, they wasn't able to, and we was on the same label. Like, Charlie and Dinko didn't get a chance after that. Like, you know what I mean? But we did, like, and it was kind of crazy, like,
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, when Puba left, did you guys think it was just over?
Hell no.
Okay.
Hell no.
Good.
Like,
see, I don't think people understood how big Grand Puba was at his height. He was almost like a Drake for a certain period of time.
mm-hmm.
Like, everyone wanted him on their songs. He was putting fashion brands like Tommy Hilfiger on the map by just mentioning them in songs. I know I'd never heard of Tommy Hilfiger. Now they're still around.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Puba was just dope. He was, I feel, the standout on that first album, but my favorite Brand Nubian song was not a song with Puba on it. It was Punk Jump Up to Get Beat Down. We should not have Puba on that album at all because he had left the group. And I do like, what comes around goes back around again.
360.
360. I thought that was a great song.
Mm-hmm.
But if I were to choose which song I like better, Punk Jump Up to Get Beat Down.
Yeah, listen, Puba was that dude, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But a lot of the shit that we rhymed about was, kind of my influence, like, you know what I mean? Like, I took us down that 5% road, like, you know what I mean? And Puba just came with it and did it masterfully, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That was my energy. Like, so at the end of the day, the shit that was really the essence of what you loved about Brand Nubian was still there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why we was able to still succeed.
That's where we're going to end it. Lord Jamar, our second interview.
Yes, sir.
After our hiatus.
Yeah.
Back at it again.
And according
Haters
to them,
gonna hate.
everything I have is from you. Like, you got me all these jewels, my new house.
That's right.
Yeah, so I thank you. I appreciate you.
I made sure you weren't wearing Mexican Jordans again.
Yeah,
so I bought you those
thank you.
Jordans.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. You the fucking dude.
That's what it is. Till next time.
Yes,
Peace.
sir. Peace.